Hey guys, this is Mr. Tridiak. For my summer reading, I read a book called Candide by Voltaire. Now, Candide is a satirical novella or a shorter novel, and it explores the adventures of a man named Candide. Now, he's in love with this beautiful woman known as Candide, and he also has this optimistic philosopher friend named Pangloss. Now, Pangloss, according to at least the beginning of the novel, is the greatest philosopher of the whole province and consequently the whole world. The book opens with Candide actually chasing Candide, and who's this very beautiful but docile woman. Both of them are actually also listening to Pangloss give this philosophical lecture. And Pangloss argues that there is this logical sequence of cause and effect, and that everything in the universe has this cause and effect and is ultimately like moving forward to the greater good or to something that is better than what currently is. 2 pages into the book, like immediately after that part, Candide actually like comes up and gives this like very saucy kiss to Candide in front of Baron Thundertendronk, and is kicked out quite comically. So after Candide gets kicked out of his home, which is Westphalia, Candide is tortured by Bulgarians. He eventually escapes from them. He reunites with Pangloss, finds out Candide was raped and murdered, was publicly whipped in Portugal, is taken care of by an old woman, finds out Candide is still alive, finds out the history of the old woman and discovers the city of gold, El Dorado, leaves the city of gold with gold, and a lot happens. The funny thing about the plot is it jumps comically quick, and each individual event is like just glossed over in a few sentences. The author doesn't take any time to like stop and smell the roses. There's no like elaborate descriptions that go on for a page. It's kind of strange too, because all the actions seem incredibly like brutal and very quick and very dramatic, but they also seem kind of inconsequential. It doesn't seem like anything that like the characters really do really matters, and that's kind of the point. Like Candide, he's never really developed as a character. He just kind of always seems a victim of his circumstance. His love affair, Candide, is kind of the same way. She is very docile. And a lot of really bad things happen to both of them because of that. But it doesn't seem like they have any option. It doesn't matter if they had these characters. It doesn't matter if they had these strong wills. The Bulgarians would still whip Candide almost to his death. And then Candide would have her whole entire kingdom destroyed as well. It's kind of funny too, because there are some philosophers, and Pangloss is one of those characters. Pangloss actually does have some independent philosophy, and it's really challenged constantly, ironically. So he believes that there's like this logical cause and effect and everything is flowing to the greater good, but Candide was raped and her whole entire kingdom was destroyed. That's objectively really bad. Even Pangloss at one point in time is supposedly killed, and then he returns and find out he's alive, and he still argues that everything is inevitably moving to the greater good. So there is cause and effect with the actions. Like we know that when the Bulgarians invade, the city is destroyed, but it doesn't seem like any character has power over anything. So what is the novella's ultimate message? So I think 2 really key central ideas. We're looking at control and chaos, that the characters don't really have control and that chaos kind of is inevitable. So I played around. It took me a little bit of time. I formulated this thematic statement. So let me just read it for you. In Candide, Voltaire explores the chaotic nature of human history as characters are tossed around in an insensitive world with limited long-term goals or awareness. In order to support this, I actually really like Candide's very last lines at the end of the book. So a little bit of a spoiler, Candide, Candide, and Pangloss all make it to the end, which is, I like them, so it's cool. Pangloss is still arguing that everything is a logical cause and effect, and at the end, because they made it, this is all good. And Candide just blows it off. He doesn't say no, he doesn't say yes, he just kind of says, all that is very well, but let us cultivate our garden. And he's basically saying like, yeah, like, I like your philosophy, Pangloss. That's very nice. Like, you can keep philosophizing. I'm just going to worry about my garden. It seems like I can't control anything around me. I can only control my garden and make sure I grow some tomatoes or whatever. This is all I got. So this is all I'm going to keep. Ultimately, I would give this book a rating of 1 really finely cultivated garden filled with delicious fruits, but at the same time with wasps and fire ants and spiders that may kill you. It's a really good book. You should read it. It's really funny.